This black dragon's name was Kairyu. Although it shared a bloodline with true dragons, it spent most of its days doing menial tasks under Thor's command. Kairyu was responsible for making the clouds, bringing rain, and putting out fires. Every day, he woke up earlier than roosters and worked harder than dogs. But even so, all the credit went to the real immortals above him. People on Earth worshipped every god in the sky, except for Kairyu, the lowliest of them all. Kairyu had had enough. He decided to leave the celestial realm and live a carefree life in the human world. Though Thor constantly chased after him, Kairyu was living his best life. However, as time went by, Kairyu realized that this leisurely lifestyle wasn't really what he was after. He had gotten what he wanted, but he still wasn't happy. One day, while fleeing from Thor's wrath, Kairyu flew straight into a house and crashed into the roof. In the process, he knocked over a basket of corn. Before Kairyu could react, someone covered him. A young boy heard the noise and thought someone was taking shelter from the rain. He stepped outside and came face to face with Kairyu, who thought he had been discovered. But to his surprise, the boy revealed that he was blind and couldn't see him. He asked if anyone was out there, but when no one responded, the boy went back inside and told his grandmother that there was no one outside. What Kairyu didn't expect was that ever since he arrived at this house, Thor had stopped sending lightning to chase him. Kairyu stayed in the yard, curious about the people who lived there. It turned out that the household consisted of just an elderly woman and the blind boy, Aemang. The grandmother was too old to do heavy work, and although Aemang couldn't see, he was nimble and helped as best as he could. Despite their struggles, they managed to get by. One night, while Kairyu was sleeping, he suddenly smelled a pleasant scent. Following the fragrance, he discovered that Aemang had been offering incense to the earth god, hoping that the deity would help cure his grandmother's illness. As Kairyu got closer, he sneezed loudly, and Aemang, thinking it was a sign from the earth god, knelt and prayed. Kairyu, surprised, decided to play along and pretended to be the earth god. Aemang, believing that the earth god had shown mercy, asked if the deity could help his grandmother recover. Kairyu, knowing he had no power to do that, continued his ruse and assured Aemang that his grandmother would be well soon. Aemang was overjoyed, vowing to pray to the earth god every day. Kairyu, however, just wanted peace and told Aemang not to bother him. But Kairyu couldn't help but feel strangely happy. For the first time, he was being worshipped. From that day on, Aemang stopped bothering Kairyu with daily prayers, but Kairyu always found offerings waiting for him every morning. As time went on, Aemang's grandmother's health improved, just as Kairyu had said. Aemang became even more devoted, offering Kairyu more gifts. It was then that Kairyu realized that what he truly wanted wasn't freedom. What he craved was to be needed and recognized. He began to take more interest in Aemang, the only one who appreciated him. One day, while Aemang was planting, Kairyu greeted him. Aemang, still thinking Kairyu was the earth god, explained that he was planting sugarcane. Kairyu, puzzled, asked why he was planting it so close to home when there was already a sugarcane forest behind the village. Aemang explained that because he was blind, he couldn't do things properly, and everyone thought he was useless. So, he wanted to grow the best sugarcane to prove that he could be of use. Once it matured, he promised to offer the freshest stalks to Kairyu. Kairyu's mouth watered at the thought of fresh sugarcane, but Aemang also asked for Kairyu's blessing for the crops. Kairyu was taken aback. He had no power to bless anyone, but he couldn't tell Aemang the truth, fearing the boy would be disappointed in him. Luckily, under Aemang's care, the sugarcane grew beautifully, and soon it would form a lush forest. But Kairyu never expected a dryad, a spirit of drought, to visit the village. The dryad left a mark, signaling a terrible drought in 7 days. Kairyu initially thought it was a celestial punishment, but when he searched the village, he found no trace of the dryad except for a burning palm print on its shrine. It was then that Kairyu realized the dryad's grudge. The village had been neglected and unhonored for years, and the dryad sought revenge.